I was putting the final touches on my 50th birthday party decorations when my husband, Rick, walked into the kitchen with an announcement. "Honey, I hope you don't mind, but I invited one more person to your party tonight." I looked up from the flower arrangement I was working on. "Who?" "My niece Ashley. She just moved to Atlanta and doesn't know anyone yet. I thought it would be nice to include her." "Your niece? Which niece?" "Ashley. Linda's daughter." I paused. Linda was Rick's sister, and I knew all of her children. "Linda doesn't have a daughter named Ashley. She has Katie and Michael." No, Ashley is from Linda's first marriage. Before she married Tom. You've never met her." Something felt off, but I didn't have time to question it. I had 60 guests arriving in 4 hours for my milestone birthday party. "Fine. One more person won't make a difference." "Great. She's really excited to meet you. I told her all about you." Rick kissed my cheek and left the kitchen, already texting someone on his phone. I went back to decorating, pushing the weird feeling aside. My name is Patricia Morrison, but everyone calls me Trish. I'm an interior designer, married to Rick for 25 years, and today is my 50th birthday. Turning 50 felt like a big deal. So I'd planned this party myself, rented out the event space at our country club, invited all our friends and family, hired caterers, arranged for a DJ. It was supposed to be perfect, a celebration of 50 years of life, 25 years of marriage, and a successful career I'd built from nothing. Instead, it was about to become the night I discovered my husband was having an affair, and that he was stupid enough to bring his mistress to my birthday party. At 6 p.m., guests started arriving. My daughter Vanessa came early to help with last-minute preparations. She's 28, sharp as a tack, and doesn't miss anything. "Mom, you look amazing," she said, hugging me. 50 looks good on you." "Thanks, baby. How's work?" "Busy, but I wouldn't miss this for anything." "Where's Dad?" "He went to pick up his niece." Vanessa frowned. "What niece?" "Apparently Ashley, from Aunt Linda's first marriage." "Mom, Aunt Linda was only married once, to Uncle Tom." "That's what I thought too. But your father insists." "That's weird, really weird, I know. But let's not worry about it right now. Tonight is supposed to be fun." By 7 p.m., the party was in full swing. Friends and family filled the event space. My best friend Maya, my colleagues from work, Rick's business partners, our neighbors, our extended family. Everyone was laughing, drinking, having a good time. And then Rick arrived with her. She walked in beside him, young, pretty, wearing a dress that was just a little too tight, a little too expensive for someone who'd just moved to town. Rick had his hand on her lower back, guiding her through the crowd like she was precious cargo. "Trish," he called out, "come meet Ashley." I walked over, smile plastered on my face. Up close, she was even younger than I'd thought. Mid-20s maybe, beautiful in that effortless way young women are before life and gravity catch up. "Ashley, this is my wife Trish." "Trish, this is Ashley, Linda's daughter." Ashley smiled, extending her hand. "Happy birthday, Mrs. Morrison. Uncle Rick has told me so much about you." "Uncle Rick." The word sounded wrong in her mouth. "Thank you for coming, Ashley, and welcome to Atlanta." "Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Uncle Rick has been so helpful getting me settled." "I'll bet he has. How long have you been in town?" "About 8 months now." 8 months, and I'd never heard of her until today. "Well, make yourself at home. There's food and drinks. And oh, I know," Ashley interrupted. "Uncle Rick already showed me where everything is, and he got me a drink, Pinot Grigio, my favorite." He remembered, she said it with such familiarity. Like of course he remembered her favorite wine. Like he'd ordered it for her many times before. Rick smiled at her warmly. "Why don't you go mingle? I see some people I want Trish to say hello to." "Okay." Ashley bounced off into the crowd, and I watched as multiple men's heads turned to follow her. "She seems nice," I said carefully. "She is. Smart too. Just finished her MBA. And Linda never mentioned her. Linda's complicated about her first marriage. You know how she is." I did know how Linda was. She was direct, honest, and told me everything. She'd never mentioned having a daughter from a previous marriage because she'd never been married before Tom. But I smiled and nodded and went back to hosting my party. And that's when I started noticing things. Little things that didn't add up. The way Rick kept glancing across the room to see where Ashley was. The way Ashley laughed a little too loud at something Rick said when he walked past her. The way his hand lingered on her shoulder just a fraction too long when he introduced her to someone. I told myself I was being paranoid, jealous of youth, insecure about turning 50. But deep down, I knew something was very, very wrong. And before this party was over, I was going to find out exactly what it was. Because nobody brings their mistress to my birthday party and thinks they're going to get away with it. Nobody. To understand how I didn't see this coming, I need to tell you about my marriage. Rick and I met 27 years ago at a real estate open house. I was a young interior designer trying to network, and he was a real estate agent showing the property. He was charming, funny, successful. We dated for 2 years before getting married. For the first decade, things were good. We bought a house, had Vanessa, built our careers. We were partners. But somewhere around year 15, things started to shift. Rick's real estate business took off. He started working longer hours, traveling more for conferences, spending evenings and weekends with clients. I was building my interior design firm, so I understood. We were both busy. That's what successful couples do, right? Except I always made time for him. For us. Rick started making time for everything else. Looking back now, as I watched him across the party room, laughing with Ashley, I could see all the signs I'd missed. 6 months ago, Rick joined a gym. Suddenly, at 52, he was obsessed with fitness. I want to be healthy, he'd said. I want to be around for a long time. I'd thought it was sweet. A midlife crisis, but a healthy one. Now I wondered if he was trying to look good for someone. 4 months ago, Rick started dressing better. New suits, expensive cologne, shoes that cost more than my car payment. I need to look professional for my clients, he'd explained. I'd been proud of him. My successful husband, taking pride in his appearance. Now I wondered who he was trying to impress. 3 months ago, Rick became obsessed with his phone. Always texting, always checking it, always keeping it face down. Work stuff, he'd say when I asked who he was texting at 10 p.m. I'd believed him because I wanted to believe him. 2 months ago, Rick started coming home late regularly. Client dinners, networking events, property showings. I'd been so busy with my own work that I hadn't questioned it. 1 month ago, Rick bought me expensive jewelry for no reason. A diamond necklace that cost at least $5,000. Just because I love you, he'd said. I'd worn it tonight. To my birthday party, where my husband had brought his mistress. The guilt gift. Classic cheater move. And I'd fallen for it. Now, watching Ashley across the room, I saw Rick walk up to her with a drink. He handed it to her, and his fingers lingered on hers for just a moment too long. Ashley looked up at him and smiled. Not the polite smile you give an uncle. The intimate smile you give a lover. My stomach turned. Vanessa appeared at my elbow. Mom, are you okay? You look pale. I'm fine. You're not fine. What's wrong? That girl, Ashley. There's something off about her. I know. I've been watching them. You have. Mom, I'm not blind. Dad's been acting weird around her all night, and she keeps looking at him like, ... Double quotes, Vanessa trailed off. Like what? Like he's not her uncle. The words hung between us. I need you to do something for me, I said quietly. Find your Aunt Linda. Ask her about Ashley. But be casual about it. Mom, what are you thinking? I'm thinking your father is lying. And I need to know why. Vanessa nodded and disappeared into the crowd. I circulated through the party, playing the gracious host while my mind raced. Every interaction I observed between Rick and Ashley added to my suspicions. When Rick went to the bar, Ashley appeared beside him within seconds. When Ashley laughed at someone's joke, Rick's eyes immediately found her across the room. When Rick's business partner clapped him on the shoulder, I saw Rick's hand briefly squeeze Ashley's arm as he passed her. They had a rhythm. A familiarity. The kind that only comes from spending time together. A lot of time. My best friend Maya found me by the buffet table. Trish, this party is amazing. You outdid yourself. Thanks, Maya. Is everything okay? You seem distracted. Maya had been my best friend since college. She could read me like a book. That girl over there, I said, nodding toward Ashley. The young one in the blue dress. Rick says she's his niece. Maya looked over. Okay, and I don't think she is. What do you mean? Watch them. Just watch how they interact. We stood there, pretending to discuss the food, while we observed Rick and Ashley. Rick said something to her. Ashley threw her head back, laughing, touching his arm. Rick leaned in close to whisper something. Ashley's cheeks flushed. Rick's hand rested on the small of her back as he guided her toward the patio. Maya's eyes widened. Oh my God, you see it too. Trish, that's not how uncles and nieces behave, I know. What are you going to do? I'm going to find proof. And then I'm going to destroy him. How? I don't know yet. But this is my birthday party. With all our friends and family here. If he's going to humiliate me by bringing her here, then I'm going to return the favor. Trish, are you sure? Maybe there's an explanation. There's no explanation for the way he's touching her. For the way she's looking at him. For the 8 months she's been in town that I've never heard of her. Maya squeezed my hand. What do you need me to do? Keep an eye on them. If they disappear anywhere together, text me immediately. Done. Vanessa returned, looking shocked. Mom, we need to talk. Privately, we stepped into the hallway outside the event space. I found Aunt Linda. I asked her about Ashley, and Mom. Aunt Linda has never been married before Uncle Tom. She was never married to anyone else. She has no daughter named Ashley. Even though I'd suspected it, hearing the confirmation felt like a punch to the gut. She asked me why I was asking. I told her Dad had brought someone to the party claiming to be her daughter. She's furious. She's going to confront him. No, I said quickly. Tell her not to. Not yet. Why not? Because I want to handle this my way. I want proof first. Mom, Aunt Linda confirming Ashley isn't her daughter is proof. I need more. I need to know for sure that your father is having an affair. That it's not just, I don't know. Some weird lie that has an innocent explanation. Even as I said it, I knew there was no innocent explanation. Vanessa looked at me with pity. Mom, just give me an hour. That's all I'm asking. 1 hour to figure out what's really going on, okay? But Mom, if he is cheating, you need to wreck him. Publicly. Tonight. In front of everyone. I smiled grimly. That's exactly what I'm planning. I went back into the party with a mission. For the next hour, I played detective at my own birthday party. I watched Rick and Ashley like a hawk. I noted every glance, every touch, every whispered conversation. I saw Rick's business partner introduce Ashley to someone as Rick's friend, not niece, friend. I saw Ashley adjust Rick's tie like she'd done it 100 times before. I saw them disappear onto the patio together for 10 minutes. When they came back, Ashley's lipstick was smudged. But I needed concrete proof. Something undeniable. At 9 p.m., Rick came over to me. Great party, honey. Everyone's having a wonderful time. Thanks. Where's Ashley? Bathroom, I think. She's really enjoying herself. I'm glad I brought her. I bet you are. Rick, can you do me a favor? My phone is in your car. Can you grab it for me? Sure, honey. Be right back. The moment Rick left the room, I moved. His suit jacket was hanging over a chair near the entrance. I'd seen him put it there earlier when he'd gotten hot. I grabbed it and went into the women's bathroom, locking myself in a stall. My hands were shaking as I went through his pockets, wallet, keys, receipts, and then I found it, a hotel key card. The Ritz-Carlton. I stared at it, my vision blurring with tears, but I couldn't cry, not yet. I needed more. I went back out, returned the jacket to the chair, and texted Maya, keep him distracted. I need to check his phone. Maya responded immediately. On it. I watched as Maya approached Rick, engaging him in conversation about her recent home renovation. Rick's phone was on the bar where he'd left it while getting drinks. I walked over casually, picked it up, and headed to the bathroom again. His passcode, I knew it. He'd never changed it from our anniversary. 0812. The phone unlocked. I went straight to his messages. And there she was. Ashley. Dozens of texts. I scrolled through them, my hands shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone. Can't wait to see you tonight at Trisha's party. Wear the blue dress I bought you. You're so beautiful. Baby, tonight's going to be fun. Hiding in plain sight after the party, room 402 at the Ritz. Room 402. The hotel key in his pocket. I kept scrolling, going back further. Pictures. Intimate pictures. Of them together. In bed. In hotel rooms. At restaurants. Videos. I couldn't bring myself to watch them. And then I found the one that made my blood run cold. A text from 3 weeks ago. Ashley, are you sure this is a good idea? Bringing me to your wife's birthday party. Rick, she never suspects. She's too trusting, too naive. It'll be the ultimate thrill. Ashley, you're terrible, Rick. You love it. And after we leave the party, I'm going to show you just how terrible I can be. He'd planned this. He'd planned to bring his mistress to my birthday party as a thrill. As a game. I took pictures of the texts with my own phone. Screenshot after screenshot. Then I went back out and returned his phone to the bar. Rick was still talking to Maya, oblivious. I walked past Ashley, who was chatting with one of Rick's colleagues. Our eyes met for a brief second. She smiled at me, a knowing smile. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was enjoying this. The rage that filled me was unlike anything I'd ever felt. But I kept my face calm, smiled, played the gracious host. Because in 30 minutes, during the birthday toasts, I was going to burn both of their lives to the ground. In front of 60 witnesses, at my own 50th birthday party. The party Rick had turned into a sick game. Well, game over. I was about to win. At 9:30 p.m., the DJ announced time for cake and toasts. I wasn't ready. I needed more time, more evidence, more witnesses. Let's wait another 30 minutes. I told the DJ. I found Vanessa and Maya. I found proof. Hotel key. Text messages. Pictures. Oh my God, Vanessa whispered. What are you going to do? I'm going to let him give his toast. His loving husband's speech. Then I'm going to show everyone who he really is. That's savage, Vanessa said. I love it, but first, I need everyone to see what I've been seeing. I need witnesses. I walked to Rick, standing with his business partners. Honey, can you make sure Ashley is having a good time? Of course. I've been checking on her. I know you have. You're such a good uncle. The word uncle made his partner raise an eyebrow. Rick's face flushed. Well, family is important. It really is. Where is Ashley? I want to introduce her to people. I think she went to the patio. Why don't you go get her? Bring her to meet the Hendersons. I watched Rick walk to the patio, stride quickening. His partner Jim leaned toward me. I didn't know Rick had a niece, neither did I until today. Linda was married before Tom. That's what Rick says. Jim looked confused. That's weird. Linda and I went to high school together. She married Tom right after graduation. First marriage. Interesting. Maybe I misunderstood. Jim was already watching Rick and Ashley on the patio with new eyes. Rick stood close to Ashley, hand on her arm, speaking intently. Trish, Jim said carefully. That girl. The way Rick is with her. That's not ... like an uncle and niece. No, I know. Jim's expression shifted to anger. Are you telling me Rick brought his? I'm not telling you anything. I'm just observing, like you are. Jesus Christ. Trish, I'm so sorry. Don't be sorry yet. Wait until you see what I'm about to do. Rick and Ashley came inside, her hand on his arm, laughing. I intercepted them. Ashley, I want to introduce you to people. Come with me. I guided her toward Rick's sister Linda and her daughter Katie. Linda, Katie, I want you to meet Ashley. Rick's been telling me about her. Linda looked confused. I'm sorry, have we met? No, but Uncle Rick told me all about you. Ashley said brightly. Uncle Rick, Linda repeated. You're calling my brother Uncle Rick? Well, yeah, since you're my mom. Silence. Linda stared. I'm your what? My, my mom. From your first marriage. Honey, I've only been married once. To Tom, I have 2 children, Katie and Michael. I don't know who you are. Ashley's face went white. She looked for Rick, who'd disappeared. I must have misunderstood. Misunderstood what? Linda asked sharply. Who are you? And why are you claiming to be my daughter? Excuse me. Ashley ran toward the bathroom. Linda turned to me. Trish, what the hell? That is Rick's mistress. He brought her to my birthday party, claiming she was your daughter. He what? Katie's mouth fell open. Aunt Trish, are you serious? Completely. Your uncle has been having an affair. Linda's face turned red. Where is he? I'm going to kill him. Not yet. Please wait. I want to do this publicly. You're going to expose him at your birthday party. It's the least he deserves. Katie grabbed my hand. Aunt Trish, I am SO here for this. What do you need? Just confirm, in front of everyone, that Ashley is not your sister. Oh, I am SO, ready. Rick appeared, frantic. Where's Ashley? Bathroom. She seemed upset about a misunderstanding with Linda. Rick's face paled. What misunderstanding? Linda stepped forward. Where she claimed to be my daughter, Richard. Care to explain? Linda, I can explain. You brought your mistress to your wife's birthday party. She's not my Linda, please. Not here, not here, not here. You brought her here. Half the party was watching now. Rick held up hands. This is a misunderstanding. Ashley is a colleague, new in town. I thought it would be nice to include her. Then why did you tell me she was your niece? I asked sweetly. Rick's eyes darted. I thought it would be less awkward than explaining she was a work colleague. Less awkward. Interesting. Trish, honey, can we talk privately? Why? You weren't interested in privacy when you brought her. According to your texts, you found it thrilling. Rick froze. My texts. I pulled out my phone. Should I read them out loud? Or would you like to explain hiding in plain sight? Ashley emerged from bathroom, saw the scene, tried to slip toward the exit. Ashley, I called. Don't leave. We're just getting to the good part. She stopped. Trapped. Vanessa blocked the door. Maya stood beside her. Trish, please, Rick said desperately. Can we not do this here? Why not? You started it here. So let's finish it here. Jim stepped forward. Rick, is this true? No. Jim, I swear. Then why was your hand on her ass on the patio? I saw you. We all saw you. Multiple people nodded. The way you've been looking at her isn't how you look at a colleague. It's how you look at someone you're sleeping with. Rick was sweating. This is ridiculous. Tell them what, Rick? That I'm crazy. Too old to keep you interested. I never said that. No, you just brought a 26-year-old to my 50th birthday. Ashley found her voice. Mrs. Morrison, I'm sorry. I didn't want to come. Rick insisted. So you didn't know he was married? I knew, but what? The hotel rooms were nice. The gifts expensive. It's not like that. Then what is it like? We love each other. Rick's face went from red to white. You love each other, I repeated. How romantic. Tell me, Rick, when did you fall in love? Before or after you bought me that gilt necklace? Trish, before or after you booked room 402 at the Ritz for after my party tonight? Gasps rippled through the crowd. I held up the hotel keycard. I found this in your jacket. Along with your phone where I read every text, every picture, every plan. You went through my phone. You brought your mistress to my birthday party. I think I'm entitled. That's a violation of privacy. And sleeping with someone else is a violation of our vows. Rick looked around desperately. I want a divorce, I said clearly. Trish, we can work this out. Work this out. You brought her here. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. An affair is a choice. You made a lot of choices, Rick. Now I'm making mine. I addressed the room. I'm sorry, everyone. This isn't how I wanted my 50th birthday to end. But I want you all to know the truth. My husband has been having an affair for at least 8 months. He brought her here tonight as some sick game. I have evidence, text messages, pictures, hotel reservations. I'm done protecting him. This marriage is over. Rick, I want you out by tomorrow. Ashley, you can have him. Ashley burst into tears and ran out. Rick stood frozen. Linda walked up and slapped him hard. You disgust me. Katie followed. Uncle Rick, you're dead to me. One by one, people turned their backs. Jim spoke up. Rick, our business partnership is terminated. I don't work with men who lack integrity. Others nodded. Rick looked at me. Trish, I'm sorry, but you did hurt me. Now you get to live with that. He walked out to silent stairs. The door closed. The room erupted. People rushed to hug me, express shock and support. I held up my hand. Thank you. But this is still my birthday party, and I refuse to let Rick ruin it. I turned to the DJ. Can we have music? Something upbeat. Beyoncé's Single Ladies started playing. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. People laughed. Tension broke. Maya grabbed my hand. Trish, you are the baddest bitch I know. Vanessa hugged me. Mom, I'm so proud of you. Linda joined her family. Always will be. Katie raised her glass. To Aunt Trish, the woman who doesn't need a man. Everyone cheered, and for the first time all night, I smiled. A real smile. Yes, my husband brought his mistress to my birthday party, but I'd turned my humiliation into his destruction. And I was going to be just fine. Better than fine. I was going to be free. After Rick left, the party continued with strange electric energy. People kept coming up expressing support, sharing betrayal stories, praising my courage. But I wasn't feeling courageous. I was feeling numb. The adrenaline was fading. Reality was setting in. My marriage was over. 25 years, gone. Maya steered me to a corner. How are you really doing? I don't know. Ask me tomorrow. That was the most badass thing I've ever seen. It felt necessary. You could have confronted him privately. Pretended you didn't know. But you chose to expose him publicly. That takes guts. Or stupidity. No. Courage. Every woman in this room will remember what you did. You didn't let him gaslight you. You chose yourself. Vanessa appeared with wine. Mom, drink this. I need a lot of things. Wine is probably the least. Have you thought about what happens next? Not really. I've been focused on tonight. Dad's going to try to spin this. Make himself the victim. Let him try. I have evidence. Evidence helps in divorce court, but doesn't stop people talking. You need to get ahead of the narrative. She was right. Rick would control the story if I didn't. What do you suggest? Social media. Post something tonight. Before he can, I'm not posting about my divorce on Facebook. Not details. Something simple. That makes it clear you're the wronged party and you're moving forward. Maya nodded. She's right. Rick is probably already texting people his version. Vanessa advised, keep it classy. Thank you to everyone who came to my 50th birthday celebration tonight. It didn't end the way I planned, but it ended the way it needed to. I'm looking forward to the next chapter, one built on truth, integrity, and self-respect. Onwards and upwards. Perfect. Vague enough for dignity. Clear enough everyone would know. I posted it. Within minutes, comments poured in. Support, love, encouragement. Then Rick posted, sometimes marriages end. I wish Trish nothing but the best. I stared in disbelief. Sometimes marriages end. That's what he's going with. Unbelievable, Maya said, making it sound mutual. I commented on his post. Marriages end when one person brings their mistress to the other person's birthday party and gets caught. Fixed it for you. Vanessa burst out laughing. Mom, you didn't. I absolutely did. I'm done with his sanitized reality. My comment got 200 likes in 5 minutes. Rick deleted his entire post, and that is how you control a narrative. Linda came over. Trish, I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. I feel responsible. I should have noticed. We all should have. But he was careful. Calculated. What are you going to do? File for divorce. Get a good lawyer. Make sure he pays. You need him out of the house tonight. Do you want me to call police and have them escort him out? Can they do that? If you say you don't feel safe, yes. And honestly, after tonight, I wouldn't feel safe either. She had a point. Rick had proven capable of deception and manipulation. Okay. Call them. Linda called police. They agreed to send officers to supervise Rick removing essentials and leaving. They'll be at your house in 30 minutes. You should head home. My party is over, sweetie. Everyone understands. We'll clean up. You go take care of yourself. Vanessa drove me home. My phone kept buzzing. Friends expressing support. Colleagues offering help. Even strangers reaching out. But one message made my blood run cold. From Ashley. I'm sorry. I never meant for any of this to happen. I showed Vanessa. Should I respond? Absolutely not. Don't give her anything. Block her number. I want to respond. Tell her exactly what I think. That's why you shouldn't. Anything you say can be used against you later. Block her and move on. She was right. I blocked Ashley. When we got home, 2 police cars were in the driveway. Rick's car was there. Officers had called him to meet them. Rick stood on the porch looking defeated. When he saw me, he tried to approach. Trish, can we talk? An officer stepped between us. Sir, Mrs. Morrison has requested you remove belongings and vacate. This is my house too. Actually, I said, this house is in my name only. I inherited it from my parents and never put you on the deed. So legally, it's my house. Rick's face went white. You're kicking me out. You kicked yourself out when you brought your mistress to my birthday party. Where am I supposed to go? Room 402 at the Ritz-Carlton. You already have a reservation, remember. The officers tried to hide smirks. I need more than one night. Ask Ashley if you can stay with her, or call a friend, or sleep in your car. I don't care. You're not staying here. Trish, please, can we talk? We'll talk through lawyers. Get your things and get out. Officers escorted Rick inside. He packed a suitcase. He tried once more. Trish, I know I messed up, but 25 years. 25 years meant nothing to you when you were sleeping with her. Why should they mean something to me now? I made a mistake. You made 100 mistakes. The affair, every lie, every text, bringing her to my party. You're a walking collection of mistakes, Rick, and I'm done living with them. He had no answer. Officers escorted him out. He drove away. I watched his taillights disappear. Then I went inside, locked the door, and cried. I cried for the marriage I thought I had. For the man I thought he was, for 25 years given to someone who threw it away. Vanessa held me. It's okay, Mom. Let it out. I feel so stupid. How did I not see it? Because you trusted him. That's not stupidity. That's love. Love made me blind. No, his lies made you blind. There's a difference. Maya arrived with ice cream, wine, and tissues. Emergency supplies. We sat in my living room, the living room I'd decorated, in the house I'd inherited, surrounded by a life I'd built. And I realized something. Rick leaving didn't destroy my life, because my life wasn't built around him. My life was built around me, my career, my daughter, my friends, my home. He'd just been living in it. I'm going to be okay, I said suddenly. Of course you are, Maya said. No, I mean really okay. Better than okay. I'm 50. I have a successful career, a beautiful daughter, amazing friends, and a house I own outright. I don't need Rick. You never did, Vanessa said. So why do I feel like I lost something? Because you lost what you thought you had. But what you thought you had wasn't real. Rick made sure of that. She was right. I hadn't lost a faithful husband. I'd lost the illusion of one. And now I was free to build something real. My phone buzzed. Text from Jim, Rick's business partner. Trish, I wanted you to know we're dissolving our partnership with Rick, effective immediately. What he did was unconscionable. If you need anything, lawyers, financial advice, anything, please let me know. You have our full support. More messages came in. From Rick's clients, finding new representation. From mutual friends, making clear they were on my side. From professional contacts, offering support and admiration. Even from strangers who'd seen social media, sharing stories and thanking me for being brave. I think I accidentally became a divorce icon, I said. You're a hero, Vanessa corrected. Women everywhere are living vicariously through you. You did what many wish they could. I just wanted him to hurt like he hurt me. Mission accomplished. The doorbell rang. We tensed. If that's Rick, I'm calling police, Vanessa said. I checked the peephole. Delivery person with enormous flowers. The card read, "To the strongest woman I know. Happy 50th birthday. May this be the first day of your best chapter yet. Linda, Katie, and the entire Morrison family." I started crying again, different tears. They chose me. His own family chose me. That's because you're family, Vanessa said. Biology doesn't trump character. And Rick's character is garbage. We spent the rest of the night eating ice cream, drinking wine, planning my future. Maya made a list of divorce attorneys. You need someone ruthless. Vanessa made a list of financial considerations. Secure your assets. I made a list of things I wanted to do now that I was free. Travel to Italy, redecorate the house, focus on my career, maybe start dating again, eventually learn to be happy alone. That last one felt most important. I'd been with Rick since 23. Never lived alone, never been truly independent. Now I would be, and instead of scary, it felt exciting. At 2 a.m., Vanessa and Maya finally went home, making me promise to call if I needed anything. I walked through my house, really looking at it. The furniture Rick chose, art we bought together, photos of us on walls. Tomorrow, I'd start removing all traces of him. Tonight, I just wanted to sleep in my own bed, in my own house, as a single woman. My phone buzzed once more. Unknown number. You're an inspiration. My husband cheated, and I stayed because I was scared. Watching you tonight gave me courage. I'm filing for divorce tomorrow. Thank you for showing me it's possible to choose yourself. I read it 3 times, tears streaming. Maybe some good would come from this nightmare. Maybe my pain would help someone else find strength. I typed back, "You're stronger than you know. Choose yourself. You deserve better." Then I turned off my phone, turned off lights, and went to sleep. Tomorrow I would start over. But tonight, I would rest. Because I'd fought a battle tonight, and I'd won. The next morning, I woke up to 347 text messages and 89 missed calls. My phone had died overnight, and when I plugged it in, it exploded with notifications. The first message I saw was from my business partner. "Trish, your birthday party is going viral. You need to see this." Viral. What did that mean? I opened social media and my stomach dropped. Someone at the party had filmed the confrontation. The entire thing. From the moment I revealed the hotel key to Rick walking out in shame. The video had been posted with the caption, "Woman discovers husband's affair at her 50th birthday party and handles it like a queen." It had 2.3 million views. 2.3 million. The comments section was insane. "This is the most satisfying thing I've ever seen. The way she stayed calm and destroyed him with facts. Iconic. I want to be her when I grow up and I'm 35. Room 402 at the Ritz-Carlton. She came prepared. His own sister, slapping him. Chef's kiss, the sometimes marriages end post he tried to make. Then she corrected him in the comments. Legendary. I scrolled through hundreds of comments, thousands, people sharing their own stories of infidelity. People praising my strength. People making memes of Rick's face when I pulled out the hotel key. "Oh my God," I whispered. Vanessa called immediately. "Mom, have you seen it? I'm looking at it now." "Vanessa, this is everywhere. I know, you're trending on Twitter. There are TikTok reaction videos. Someone made a remix of you, saying room 402 at the Ritz-Carlton. This is a nightmare. Are you kidding? This is amazing. You're a hero. I'm a viral video. My marriage ending is entertainment for millions of people. Mom, listen to me. Yes, It went viral. But the response is overwhelmingly positive. Women everywhere are calling you an inspiration. You're not being mocked, you're being celebrated. She was right. The comments weren't cruel. They were supportive, empowering. People weren't laughing at me, they were cheering for me. But still, my private pain was now public spectacle. My phone rang. A number I didn't recognize. Hello, is this Patricia Morrison? Yes, who's calling? My name is Jennifer Walsh. I'm a producer for Good Morning America. We'd love to have you on the show to talk about your experience. What? Your story has resonated with millions of women. We think it's important to have a conversation about infidelity, betrayal, and finding strength. Would you be interested in an interview? I need to think about it. Of course. Here's my number. We'd love to have you on Monday's show if you're available. I hung up, stunned. The phone rang again immediately. Another producer, then another. CNN. The Today Show. Inside Edition. Dr. Phil. Everyone wanted to interview the woman who'd exposed her cheating husband at her birthday party. Maya called. Have you seen the video? Everyone's seen the video, apparently. Trish, this is huge. You could turn this into something positive. Write a book. Start a podcast. You have a platform now. I don't want a platform. I just wanted my husband to stop cheating. But you have one anyway. So what are you going to do with it? That was the question, wasn't it? My phone buzzed with a text from Linda. Trish, I'm so sorry about the video. Katie's friend posted it before we could stop her. Do you want me to ask her to take it down? I thought about it. The video was already everywhere. Taking down the original wouldn't matter. But more than that, ... Maybe Maya was right. Maybe this could be something positive. I texted back, don't worry about it. What's done is done. Another text came in. From a local divorce attorney, Mrs. Morrison. I've been following your story. I'd like to represent you pro bono. What your husband did is unconscionable, and I want to make sure you get everything you deserve. Please call me. Then, another attorney. And another. 5 different law firms offering to represent me for free. I called the first one, a woman named Rebecca Hart, who had a reputation for being ruthless in divorce cases. Mrs. Morrison, thank you for calling. I want you to know that I've represented women in your situation for 20 years, and what I saw in that video was one of the most powerful displays of strength I've ever witnessed. Thank you. But I'm not sure I feel strong right now. You exposed your husband's infidelity in front of everyone who mattered. You controlled the narrative. You didn't let him gaslight you or spin the story. That takes incredible strength. Or incredible rage. Rebecca laughed. Sometimes they're the same thing. Now, let's talk about your divorce. I want to make sure your husband pays for what he did, not just emotionally, but financially. We spent an hour going over my assets, my rights, and my options. The house was mine, inherited, never in Rick's name. My business was mine, built before the marriage, always separate. Our joint accounts had about $200,000 in them. Rick's business had significant value, and I was entitled to half. This is going to be a very favorable divorce for you, Rebecca said, especially with the video as evidence of his infidelity. Georgia is a no-fault divorce state, but judges still consider conduct when dividing assets, and your husband's conduct was spectacularly bad. How long will this take? With his clear infidelity and your separate assets, we can fast-track it. Probably 6 months for everything to be finalized. And what about Ashley? Can I sue her? For alienation of affection. Georgia abolished that tort in 1979. Unfortunately, you can't sue the mistress, but we can make sure your husband compensates you appropriately. After I hung up with Rebecca, I sat in my kitchen drinking coffee and processing everything. 24 hours ago, I'd been preparing for my birthday party, oblivious to my husband's betrayal. Now I was viral, getting interview requests from national TV shows, and planning my divorce with a pit bull attorney. My phone rang again. This time it was Rick. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. What do you want? Trish, have you seen the video? The video of you being exposed as a cheater. Yes, Rick, I've seen it. So have 2.3 million other people. This is a nightmare. My business partners have dropped me. My clients are leaving. My sister won't talk to me. All because someone filmed that. All because you brought your mistress to my birthday party and got caught. You humiliated me in front of everyone. I humiliated you. You brought another woman to my 50th birthday party and introduced her as your niece. You humiliated yourself, Rick. I just made sure everyone knew the truth. I've lost everything. Good, maybe now you know how it feels. Trish, please, can we work this out? We can go to counseling. We can fix this. Fix this, Rick, you didn't forget our anniversary. You didn't leave the toilet seat up. You had an affair for 8 months and then brought her to my birthday party as a game. There's no fixing that. I made a mistake. No, you made a series of calculated decisions, and now you get to live with the consequences. But the video shows exactly who you are. A liar, a cheater, a man who thought he was clever enough to get away with it. Well, congratulations. Now everyone knows. You don't understand. My whole life is falling apart. Your life is falling apart because you destroyed our marriage. Because you lied to me for 8 months. Because you brought your mistress to my party. This is on you, Rick. All of it. I'm staying at a motel. I can't afford the Ritz anymore because my business is tanking. You should have thought about that before you booked room 402. Trish, I've hired a lawyer. Rebecca Hart. You'll be hearing from her. Don't contact me again unless it's through her. I hung up. Vanessa came over an hour later with breakfast from my favorite bakery. How are you holding up? I'm viral. Getting interview requests, and Rick just called complaining about his life falling apart. Good. He deserves it. Part of me feels guilty. The video has ruined his reputation. Mom, he ruined his own reputation. The video just documented it. His business is failing. His friends have abandoned him. Again, consequences of his own actions. You didn't make him cheat. You didn't make him bring Ashley to your party. He did that all by himself. She was right. But it was still hard to watch someone I'd loved for 25 years lose everything, even if he deserved it. The lawyer says the divorce will be favorable for me. The house is mine, my business is mine, and I'm entitled to half the value of his business. Good. Make sure you get everything you deserve. She also said I can't sue Ashley. That's annoying, but at least Ashley is suffering too. What do you mean? Vanessa pulled up Ashley's social media. Her accounts had been found by internet sleuths, and people were flooding her profiles with comments. Homewrecker, hope it was worth it. He'll cheat on you too, you know. 25 years of marriage destroyed for what? A hotel room. Ashley had deleted all her posts and made her accounts private, but the damage was done. She got fired from Rick's office, Vanessa said. I heard it from someone who knows someone. They didn't want the scandal associated with their business, so both of them are suffering. As they should be. My phone rang again. Another producer, Mrs. Morrison. I'm calling from the Drew Barrymore show. Drew saw your video and was incredibly moved. She'd love to have you on the show to talk about finding strength after betrayal. I thought about it. Drew Barrymore had been through public divorces. She'd understand. Can I think about it and get back to you? Of course. But we'd love to have you. What you did took courage, and we think your story could help other women. After I hung up, I looked at Vanessa. Should I do interviews? Do you want to? I don't know. Part of me wants to hide, but another part of me thinks, maybe Maya was right. Maybe I can turn this into something positive. Then do it, but on your terms. Pick 1 or 2 shows that feel right. Tell your story your way. Don't let them sensationalize it. Good advice. Over the next few days, I watched the video's views climb higher and higher. 5 million, 10 million, 15 million. News outlets were covering it. Woman's birthday party revenge goes viral. Think pieces were being written. What this viral video teaches us about modern infidelity. Support groups were sharing it. This is what standing up for yourself looks like. And everywhere, in comments and shares and tweets, Women were thanking me. You gave me the courage to leave my cheating husband. I stayed in a bad marriage for years. Watching you made me realize I deserve better. My daughter showed me your video. I'm 60 and I just filed for divorce. Thank you for showing me it's never too late. These messages made me cry. Good tears this time. My pain had become purpose. My humiliation had become inspiration. My worst night had become other women's turning point. I decided to do one interview with Drew Barrymore. The taping was scheduled for the following week in New York. In the meantime, I focused on moving forward. I hired a contractor to redecorate the house. New paint, new furniture, removing every trace of Rick. I took on new clients at work, throwing myself into design projects. I spent time with Vanessa, with Maya, with Linda and Katie, and slowly, I started to feel like myself again. Not Rick's wife. Not the woman from the viral video. Just Trish. A week after the party, I got a text from an unknown number. Mrs. Morrison, this is Ashley. I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but I needed to say I'm sorry. I was wrong. Rick told me your marriage was over, that you hadn't loved each other in years, that the divorce was just paperwork at that point. I believed him, but I saw the video. I saw your face when you found out. I know now that he lied to me too. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry, and that you deserve so much better than either of us gave you. I stared at the message for a long time. Part of me wanted to rage at her. To tell her that loving someone's husband didn't entitle her to forgiveness just because she'd also been lied to. But another part of me felt pity. She was 26. She'd believed a manipulative older man who'd told her what she wanted to hear. She'd lost her job, her reputation, and probably her relationship with Rick, who'd proven he'd lie to anyone. I typed back, I appreciate the apology. I hope you learn from this. Not all married men who claim their marriages are over are telling the truth. I hope you find someone who's actually available and actually worthy of you. Then I blocked her number. Not because I forgave her, but because I was done carrying anger for people who didn't deserve space in my life. The Drew Barrymore interview aired 2 weeks later. Drew was warm, compassionate, and let me tell my story without sensationalizing it. What made you decide to expose him publicly? She asked. Because he'd humiliated me publicly by bringing her there, and because I was tired of protecting him. For 8 months, he'd been living a double life, and I was the only one who didn't know. Once I found out, I decided everyone else should know too. Do you regret it? No. I regret marrying someone capable of that betrayal. But I don't regret exposing it. The truth needed to come out. What would you say to other women in similar situations? That you deserve better. That loving someone doesn't mean accepting their lies. That it's okay to choose yourself, even if it means blowing up your life. Because sometimes, the life you're living isn't worth saving. The interview resonated with millions of people. But more importantly, it resonated with me. I'd chosen myself. And I'd survived. Better than survived. I'd thrived. 6 months after my birthday party, my divorce was finalized. I got the house, my business, half of Rick's business value, and a significant settlement from our joint assets. Rick got his freedom and a reputation as the man who brought his mistress to his wife's birthday party. I'd say I came out ahead. The day the divorce papers were signed, I went home and opened a bottle of champagne. Vanessa came over to celebrate with me. How does it feel? She asked. Liberating, terrifying, exciting, all of it. What's the first thing you're going to do as a single woman? Book that trip to Italy I've been putting off for 25 years, and I did. 2 weeks later, I was in Rome, eating pasta and drinking wine and feeling alive for the first time in years. I visited the Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain, the Vatican. I took a cooking class in Tuscany. I spent a week in Venice getting gloriously lost in the narrow streets, and everywhere I went, I was just Trish, not Rick's wife, not the viral video woman. Just a 50-year-old American tourist discovering the world on her own terms. On my last night in Italy, I sat at a cafe in Florence watching the sunset over the Arno River. My phone buzzed with a message from Maya. How's Italy? Perfect. I don't want to come home. Then don't. Stay another week. You deserve it. And so I did. I extended my trip, booked a hotel in the Amalfi Coast, and spent another week doing absolutely nothing but reading, swimming, and eating incredible food. When I finally came home, I felt like a different person. The old Trish had been defined by her marriage, by her role as Rick's wife, by playing it safe and small. The new Trish was defined by herself alone, and she was ready to take up space. I expanded my interior design business, taking on commercial projects I'd always been too cautious to pursue before. I hired 2 assistants and opened a second office. I started teaching design classes at the local community college, sharing my knowledge with students who reminded me of myself at 23, ambitious, creative, hungry to build something. And yes, I started dating again, cautiously, carefully, a few disasters, a couple of nice but not quite right guys. And then, 8 months after the divorce, I met someone interesting. His name was James. He was 55, divorced for 5 years, owned a bookstore, and had absolutely no idea who I was, or about the viral video. I don't really do social media, he explained on our 3rd date. Twitter, TikTok, all of it, just not my thing. It was refreshing to be with someone who saw me as just Trish, not that woman from the video. We took things slow, no rushing, no pressure. Just 2 middle-aged people enjoying each other's company. 1 year after the birthday party, I hosted another party, a divorce anniversary celebration, same venue, same friends and family. But this time, the energy was completely different. This time, I wasn't performing the role of dutiful wife. I was celebrating being free. Maya made a toast to Trish, who showed us all what it looks like to choose yourself. We're so proud of you. Linda raised her glass to my sister-in-law, who will always be family, blood or not. Thank you for showing us that dignity and strength aren't mutually exclusive. Vanessa clinked glasses with me to my mom, who taught me the most important lesson: never settle for someone who doesn't see your worth. And I raised my own glass to second chances, new beginnings, and never being afraid to blow up your life when it's built on lies. Everyone cheered. Later that night, as I was cleaning up, Katie pulled me aside. Aunt Trish, I wanted to tell you something. I got engaged last month. Oh honey, congratulations, thanks. And I wanted to say, watching what you did, watching how you handled Uncle Rick's betrayal, taught me what I deserve in a relationship. It taught me what real strength looks like. My fiancé is nothing like Uncle Rick. He's honest, faithful, and he treats me like I'm precious. And I know the difference because you showed me what it looks like when someone doesn't. I hugged her tight, crying happy tears. This was why the video going viral had been worth it. Not for the attention or the platform, but because it had helped people. Katie, the women who messaged me, strangers who found courage in my story. My pain had become purpose. As guests left, James stayed to help me clean up. This was a great party, he said. Different from the one last year, I'm guessing. I'd finally told him the whole story a month earlier. He'd listened without judgment, then said simply, his loss, my gain. Very different. Last year's party ended with me exposing my cheating husband. This year's ended with me celebrating freedom. I like this version better. So do I. He pulled me close. Can I tell you something? Of course. I'm falling for you, Trish, the real you. Not the viral video version. Not the tough as Nell's divorcee. Just you. The woman who lights up talking about fabric swatches and gets emotional during cooking. Shows I'm falling for you too. I admitted. Good, because I plan to stick around for a while. That night, after James left, I sat alone in my house, no longer ours, and felt content. Yes, Rick had betrayed me. Yes, he'd brought his mistress to my birthday party. Yes, he'd humiliated me. But I'd survived, thrived, even, I'd built a new life, a better life. A life that was authentically mine. My phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Mrs. Morrison, you don't know me, but I wanted to thank you. I saw your video a year ago when it went viral. At the time, I was in an abusive marriage, too scared to leave. Your video showed me what courage looks like. I left 6 months ago. I'm now safe, happy, and free. Thank you for showing me it was possible. You saved my life. I read it 3 times, tears streaming down my face. This was why everything had happened the way it did. Not for revenge, not for vindication, but for this. For women who needed to see that it's possible to stand up, speak out, and survive. I typed back, I'm so proud of you. You saved your own life. I just reminded you that you could. Stay strong, stay free, and never settle for less than you deserve. Then I put my phone away and looked around my living room. New furniture, new paint, new art on the walls. No trace of Rick anywhere. This was my space now. My life, my story, and it was just beginning. 2 years, Lattery was at Vanessa's wedding, watching my daughter marry a wonderful man who looked at her like she hung the moon. During the reception, Vanessa pulled me aside. Mom, I need to tell you something. What is it, honey? When I was choosing who to marry, I thought about you. About what you went through with Dad. And I promised myself, I'd never settle for someone who didn't treat me the way you deserved to be treated. Jake treats me like I'm precious, like I'm his priority, like I matter. And I know what that looks like because you showed me what it looks like when someone doesn't. I hugged her, crying. You deserve everything good, baby, so do you. Which is why I'm so glad you found James. James was at the table, talking with my friends. When he saw me looking, he smiled and waved. 2 years in, and we were still taking it slow. No rush to get married, no pressure to define what we were beyond, to people who enjoyed each other's company. Maybe someday we'd get married, maybe not, but either way, I was happy. That's what I'd learned from Rick's betrayal. Happiness doesn't come from a relationship status. It comes from being true to yourself, from building a life you love, from choosing yourself every single day. At the end of the night, as I was leaving the reception, I ran into someone I never expected to see. Ashley. She'd been a guest of one of Vanessa's friends. We stared at each other awkwardly. Mrs. Morrison, it's Ms. Morrison now. Or just Trish. Trish, I wasn't sure if I should come when I found out you'd be here, but I wanted to see Vanessa get married. We used to work together. I know, she told me. I wanted to say, I'm sorry, again, for everything. I looked at her. Really looked at her. She was 28 now. Still young, but older somehow. Less polished. More real. What happened with Rick? I asked. We lasted about 3 months after your party. Turns out, when you build a relationship on lies and betrayal, it doesn't have a solid foundation. Who knew? She smiled bitterly. He cheated on me too, eventually. I'm sorry. Don't be. I deserved it. Karma, right? Maybe. Or maybe you learned a hard lesson. I did. I'm in therapy now. Working on a lot of things. Why I was attracted to unavailable men. Why I thought being with someone else's husband was okay. Why I was willing to be the other woman. I'm glad you're doing that work. I saw your interview with Drew Barrymore. You said you hoped I'd find someone actually available and worthy of me. That stuck with me. No one had ever said I deserved someone good before. Everyone deserves someone good. But you have to be good too. You have to be the kind of person you want to attract. I'm working on it. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. We stood in silence for a moment. For what it's worth, Ashley said, you were my wake-up call. Seeing your face in that video when you found out, I'll never forget it. And I promised myself I'd never be responsible for putting that look on someone else's face. Good. Keep that promise. I will. And Trish, thank you for not destroying me. You could have. You had every right to. But you didn't. Destroying you wouldn't have made me feel better. It would have just made me bitter. I hope someday I'm as strong as you. You can be. Just start being honest. With yourself and with everyone else. Ashley nodded and walked away. I watched her go, feeling nothing. Not anger, not satisfaction, just ... nothing. She was part of my past. A painful part, but just a part. My present was good. My future was bright, and I was finally truly happy. James found me. Ready to go. Ready. As we drove home, I looked out the window at the city lights. 2 years ago, my husband had brought his mistress to my birthday party. It had been the worst night of my life, and the best thing that ever happened to me, because it forced me to choose myself, to stand up, to start over, to discover that I was enough, all by myself. I'm Patricia Morrison. I'm 52 years old. My husband brought his mistress to my birthday party, introducing her as his niece. I exposed him in front of 60 people, divorced him, went viral, and rebuilt my entire life, and I've never been happier.